Hi everyone, it's Stephanie here and welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be taking a quick look at our newest release. This is the August 2018 release and we have a ton of great new stamps, dies, and stencils to share with you this month. So I'm going to kind of quickly go through all of the products in today's video so you can get a closer look at all of the new stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. The first product I have here is the Frightfully Sweet stamp set and coordinating dynamics. This is the newest Birdie Brown stamp set, and this is a 4x6" set that is geared towards Halloween. We have 5 different woodland characters all dressed up and ready to go trick-or-treating, as well as a little candy bucket and some candy images, and then of course we have 4 coordinating sentiments to go with this as well. And then you can see there we do have the coordinating dies that are going to die cut all of the images in the stamp set. So that is the Frightfully Sweet stamp set and dies. Next up we have a 4x4" set called Cute Cats. This one here features 4 different cat characters in different poses, and then we have 4 coordinating sentiments as well that can be paired with the images. We also have the coordinating dies for this one that are going to cut out all of the individual cat images in the set. And here is a quick little example of a card I made with this set. I stamped one of the cat images 3 times, and then I used a birthday hat from another stamp set, which is Berry Happy Birthday, and I added that to each of those little cats there to create a fun little birthday card. And stay tuned for that sentiment that I stamped on there as well. I'll be sharing that a little bit later. Next up we have Tutu Trio, and this is a 4x6" set. This one features these 3 adorable little characters all dressed as ballerinas. There is some great accessory stamps including flowers, a butterfly, and a heart. And then we have some great sentiments that coordinate with the images. And as always, we have the coordinating dynamics that are going to die cut the images in the stamp set. So that is Tutu Trio. Staying along with the ballerina theme, we have our Tutu Sweet stamp set, which is our newest Pure Innocence. This one features our Pure Innocence girl in her little ballerina outfit and a rose in her hand. And she has 2 coordinating sentiments as well as the die that will cut out the image in the stamp set. So that is Tutu Sweet. Okay, moving on, we have a new addition to our growing dog family. This is the Doggone Awesome stamp set. And this one is 4x6" and has 4 different dog characters. There is a couple of accessory stamps, including some bones and some paw prints. And then we have some coordinating sentiments as well, and the dies that are going to die cut the images in this set. I do have a card sample that I created with this one. I have that little cute dog image there kind of peeking out from that window. I thought he would look cute with his little paws kind of hanging over the window opening. I added the little woof with some alphabet dies, and then I also added a sentiment at the bottom. Painted Poppies is a gorgeous new floral stamp set. This one is 4x8" in size, and it has 4 different poppy images. One of them has a stem already attached. We have 2 separate stems and then 3 separate greenery stamps as well. So you can kind of mix and match all of these images and do some masks with your stamping to create a full stamped scene, or you can use the coordinating dies here to die cut all of the individual pieces before putting them together. I do have a card sample here for this one where I stamped all of the poppy images onto a piece of watercolor paper, and then I used watercolors to add all of the coloring to those. So I didn't use any of the dies in this sample, just to kind of show you that you can just use the stamps to create beautiful stamped backgrounds. So that is the Painted Poppy stamp set. Next up is Fluttering Friends, and this is a gorgeous 4x6" set that features these dragonfly images as well as a butterfly, some flowers, and some greenery. There is some great sentiments that coordinate with it for a bunch of different occasions, and there is coordinating dies to die cut the images in the stamp set. And I do have another card sample here where I paired the Fluttering Friends with the Painted Poppy stamp sets, and I used them both on this design. So I kind of did the same idea as the watercolored one, but this one here I stamped a little bit of a different design. I added that dragonfly image to it as well, and then I colored everything in with my Copic markers. So you can see how nicely these images work together to create really pretty designs on a card front. And I left it completely plain with no sentiment, so the images would be the focal on the card. Next we have our Friendship Rock stamp set, and this is a super fun 4x8" set. This one has 3 different girl characters, all with microphones in their hands ready to perform. You can use these girl images on their own, or you can create a little girl band with all 3 of them and pair them with all of the different sentiments. I love Your Friendship Always Hits the Right Note, and we make a great duo. Just some really fun sentiments that play nicely with the images. And then of course we have the coordinating dies that are going to die cut the girl images, the little stage, as well as all of the little individual stars. So that is the Friendship Rock stamp set. Okay, the next two sets are two sentiment stamp sets. These are both 4 by 4 inches in size, and we have the From Me to You as well as the From All of Us. So these are similar in that they're sentiments that can be used both on the front and the inside of a card, but one of them is meant to be used from a single person and one is meant to be used from a group of people. So you can see here on this card I used the We Wish You a Happy Birthday so that the whole trio of cats could be sending the message. And then on this sample here, I used With My Sincere Thanks, which is from the From Me to You set. So it just depends on what kind of message you need to send. You can use either of these stamp sets. Now you might have noticed that beautiful design on this card sample here, and that is the new Captivating Mandela die-namics. We have a beautiful collection of Mandela designs in both die, stencil, and stamps, and this month is no exception. We're introducing this new design, and we do have it in all 3 of those products once again. So this is first the die version, so you can see here how it's sized to fit on this A2 size card. For this design here, I wanted it to line up nicely with that straight edge, so I did trim off some of the bottom, but it is a beautiful design that can work on its own, or it can kind of work together to create multiples to do backgrounds and all kinds of different designs on your card fronts. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we also have this in a stencil design. So you can see here, this is slightly larger than the die design, and you can use all kinds of different coloring mediums with the stencil. And then we also have the background stamp, which is going to produce the same design. So if you have a preference between die, stamps, or stencils, we kind of have you covered with all 3, or you can mix and match them all together and create some really fun and unique designs. And here's a quick look at the stamp stamped out onto an A2 size card, just so you can see the design. And here it is as the stencil as well. So you have 3 options with this beautiful design, and you can create some really beautiful looks with this. So that is the Captivating Mandela in a die, stencil, and stamp. Next up, we have the Birds of a Feather die-namics as well as the Birdhouse die-namics. These were both originally part of a card kit that we previously released, and now they are available for individual purchase. So in Birds of a Feather, you get a bunch of different images. You get 4 different birds, you get leaves, flowers, hearts, all sorts of different things that you can kind of mix and match. And then the birdhouse is a very large birdhouse that kind of takes center stage on your card designs. And you can kind of use these together and create some really cute scenes. So that is the Birds of a Feather and the Birdhouse die-namics. Our second stencil this month is called In the Spotlight, and this one here features 3 different spotlight designs. So you have one coming from the left and the right, as well as one going directly down the center. And these can be used to create spotlight designs on your card. So you can position this onto your cardstock panel and apply ink through the stencil, and it's going to leave you with this design. Now this is going to pair really greatly with our new Friendship Rock stamp set. You can kind of add the little girl images within the spotlights. It will also work with Tutu Sweet, which is our ballerina stamp set, and a bunch of other sets in our collection. The large rectangle shaker window and frame is our newest addition to our window shaker and frame dies. So this one features a rectangle shape that will die cut a window opening into your cardstock panel. This is going to coordinate with our large rectangle shaker pouches, which will fit perfectly into that window opening, and you're able to create some really quick and easy shaker cards. These little pouches can be used with sequins, seed beads, confetti, all sorts of different filler. And we also provide the frame that can be added onto the outside to give your design a finished look. Next is the Take the Stage die-namics, and this is a great die set that will work with the In the Spotlight stencil, as well as Friendship Rocks, Tutu Sweet, any designs that you want to kind of have the image take center stage. This is going to give you 2 curtains, one for each side of your design, as well as the valance pieces that can go at the top and the tie strings that can be added to the curtains. So you can see here they're sized to fit nicely onto an A2 size vertical card. Here are the top pieces that can be positioned up at the top. And then we have the little ties that can be added to the curtain as well. We also have a decorative edge die that can be used to separate the curtain from the stage on your finished card. We also have 2 new balloon dies. This is the birthday balloon as well as the heart balloons. This was a previous free with 60 as well as a previous free die that was sent with orders, and they're both available now for individual purchase. The Puzzle Cover-Up die-namics is our newest cover-up die, and this features a puzzle design in one single die, so it will die cut all at once. But once you die cut it, you're going to be left with 9 individual puzzle pieces that can all be pieced back together. So there are so many great ways that you can use this die. I have it die cut here from cardstock just to kind of show you how easily they fit back together. You can use this with photographs or stamp designs and create interactive gifts for friends. And since it's sized to fit on an A2 size card, it's going to fit in a regular A2 size envelope. So it makes it really easy for gift giving as well. And I do have a couple of cards that I created with this die set, but rather than using the full entire puzzle, I decided to use pieces of it to create some fun designs on my card fronts. I used our amazing stamp set on both of my cards just because I thought it paired really nicely with the puzzle pieces. So I created one with the 5 different pieces together, and then I did this more simple one with just the one puzzle piece. So just a couple of examples on ways that you can use this new cover-up dynamic. So that is the puzzle cover-up. Okay, next up we have Simply Hello and Love You, and this was also a previous die that was included in a card kit and is now available for individual purchase. And this one here has the hello as well as love you that can be die cut and added to your cards as a sentiment, or it can be paired with stamp sets to create a mix of die cutting and stamping in your different greetings. So that is Simply Hello and Love You. We have 2 new die designs this month that will work nicely together. One is our rolled rose, and then we also have grand greenery. So the rolled rose is the same design as our mini rolled roses, but this is on a larger scale. And then the grand greenery is similar to fab foliage, but this is also on a larger scale. So all of your leaves are larger, so they'll work with your bigger flower images. So these will work really nicely with the new rolled rose, as well as our loopy bloom die and any other type of larger flower designs. So here's a quick look at 2 of the roses fully completed. I did one with cardstock and one with felt. It's completely personal preference what you want to create your roses with. And I also have this little project here that I created. This is a flower pot that I painted with some aqua paint. And I used the rolled rose and created a rainbow of flowers that I could add onto the top of my little flower pot here. And I also used the grand greenery dies and die cut those from cardstock and added those kind of in between all of the flowers just to add a little bit of dimension. I love the stiffness of the cardstock kind of mixed with the felt flowers. And then the little create sign was just a little chalkboard sign that I had from the dollar store, and I wrote on that with a white Sharpie pen. Now here's the flower die cut. So when you do die cut it, this is what it's going to look like. And I like to use tweezers when I'm folding it, especially the felt version since it's very easy to roll. And I just kind of clip those tweezers onto the center of the flower. And then I very slowly kind of just roll that onto itself until I have the flower completely rolled. You just kind of want to hold your tweezers tight in the center so that everything stays together. And then once you have it at the very end, you're going to add some glue to the bottom of that flower. I usually use hot glue for my felt flowers, but if you have a nice strong tacky adhesive like I have here, this will also work as well. So just kind of add that to the very bottom of the flower, fold up the bottom piece and kind of hold that together until the glue sets, and then you have this beautiful rolled rose. So that is the rolled rose dynamics and the grand greenery dynamics. And then lastly for this month, we have this month's free with 60 die. So this is our free with 60 with orders of $60 or more while supplies last, and that is the Miss You dynamics. So this is going to die cut the words miss and you with one pass through your die cutting machine. And you can see there on the die that the die is etched together. And this just allows you to be able to use the negative of the die cut piece and perfectly place your positive letters if you want to keep them in the same formation as the die. But you can also stack them as well. Okay, so that is a full look at our entire August release. We have all sorts of stamps, dies, and stencils this month. Lots of fun new products. We can't wait to see what you guys create. Please share your projects on social media and hashtag MFT stamps. We love seeing what you guys are creating with all of our fun products. Thanks so much for joining me in today's video, and I will see you in another one soon. Thanks for watching.